When you guys think of toxic gaming communities, the first communities that come into your mind are probably things like League of Legends, where if you just run it down mid and you go 0-3 in the first 5 minutes, people are going to quit in the fountain and then say, I'm going to F your mom or something. People are going to be really pissed off in these video games, and they just outlash their emotions onto everyone when something is going badly into their video game. But in comparison to that, you guys probably wouldn't think that the Osu community is one of those toxic game communities. I mean, it's Osu. We just click the circles and listen to the songs. How could it be so toxic? It's not even a team-based game. Well, in this video, I want to talk a bit more about the Sagan situation. Lately, there's been a big backlash on Sagans. Like, I don't think it should be that deep personally, and perhaps I'm not really an angel because I call him Ball Sagan and stuff in the last couple videos, and I know I'm making fun of his name here, but it's not out of like super malicious intent, right? I'm kind of just doing it out of poking fun in the whole situation. Maybe it's not moral, but that's just how it is from my perspective. But basically what happened to Sagans here, and I'm just going to give you guys a brief overview, is that there was this map called Bang Bang that was supposed to get ranked, right? Everyone was looking forward to it. It was supposed to be a huge aim map. Emmerich was supposed to hop on and get a 2k PP. Like, everyone was so excited for this, right? But then Sagans, he came out of nowhere, hasn't even touched the map nomination in the longest time. He hasn't even played a game. He's not even called up to the community, and he said, all right guys, I'm going to veto this map because I don't like it. I don't think it represents the song well. I think it's too overspaced. I think the difficulty is too high, and he just freaking vetoed it, and everyone got pissed off, right? Like, me and a lot of other people in the community agree it was a bad veto, but it should have just been that, right? Because later on it's probably going to get qualified again and then eventually get ranked again. It's just a brief delay. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, right? The Osu community in comparison has not really taken it that well, and I'm generalizing it here to the Osu community when in reality maybe it's like a couple 50 loud people, because the Osu community is like kind of large, right? But there's just this very loud minority here that's just absolutely flaming on Sagans here because of his decision on Twitter. So I want to show you guys these Reddit posts where it shows some evidence, where the first one here is multiple mappers tweets about the Sagan situation. So these guys are obviously talking about the situation. These guys are well-known mappers in the community, and this first one I want to say is this Devious Panda, where he's literally saying, am I going insane? Why is this level of hatred and witch hunting so normalized since the Christmas farm map veto? This should not be normalized. And all the other people in the next couple posts, where it's Rita Summers, they're saying Bang Bang will not go for ranked if this behavior in the replies continues. This is unacceptable. Do better. Like, everyone's just so freaking mad. And then he makes a whole ass post here saying like, I can't even freaking read that, but like, dude, I don't freaking know what he's freaking saying here, but it translates to freaking English, and it says, because it's used to shitstorms about a map, the kids can't wait a week for the voting results, so they're just telling the poor guy to kill himself. That's because he temporarily froze the map. They want to see rank so badly in a fucking video game. And then all the more people saying here, by Momo Yoshi Mapper, it's actually sad and people are doing this over an individual over a veto. Like, his VN request form is filled of this, and it's disgusting to see, where it literally says like all this Chinese stuff. When America invades, blacks will rape your mother and spit on your corpse, and America will burn you in a sea of nuclear weapons. Like, this is just absolutely insane, right? And then there's just more posts, like even more. So Tarks, he's also commenting on this, where he's saying, you guys fucking chill with the harassment cyberbullying this dude. Please, FFS. It's really embarrassing. Even his modding queue is full of troll and harassing requests. Bro just did a bad veto that will probably be lifted in a few days anyways, and he didn't commit a crime, which I freaking agree with. And then there's also Dada here. He's also given his whole thread on this, where he's literally saying, first of all, the veto is absolute dog shit, and I emphasize with that, but there's no need to spit out every argument in the book. Veto is going to be thrown out anyways. Stop with the fucking, oh, he only maps something up to 7 stars, or he's low 5 digits so he can't judge the map bullshit. And some of the best mappers and modders according to players are also shit players. A BN for Bang Bang is also pretty close to 6 digit. Some of the highest ranked or best players that can also make maps you hate or hold elitist map opinions, and there's many such cases. And then his last thing is like, how many of you fine folk are even worse at Osu than Sagan but still yell about it and want your opinions heard all the time? Or do you want y'all's takes on math to be thrown out for similar reasons? A lot of y'all suck at mapping too but still yap on map threads like you're an expert. Like, he's given very good points here. I freaking agree with these guys. And just to reveal like what is actually being said to Sagans, like, I know it kind of didn't really say the full thing here, but there's this Reddit post where this guy's like, let's not do this, and there's like the mapping responses, right? And everyone's calling them racist and racist, you are racist, and then more Ching Chong Shui Hua Piao on the bottom, and all the you are a piece of shit. Like, this is so much freaking flame just for a guy doing a veto here. If you guys are wondering why these guys are calling Sagan racist here, it's because if you spell the backwards of Sagan's name, it spells niggas. It's very suspicious suspicious, right? Then people are thinking he's racist. I don't even know if the guy is actually that racist. Maybe he does like a funny joke, because if we look at it from his perspective, he's a guy from China, right? These guys don't have the same perspectives and cultures and viewpoints as people in the West, like in America, right? So these guys are going to have different thoughts. And even more to the next page, where people are leaving the replies of Sagan's latest tweet where he's in the plane, like people are just flaming him so hard. Like I showed some in the previous post with Sotarks and stuff, but all the people are saying like fucking all this and the Russian, hope your BN gets taken away, fucking retard, fuck you retard, hope something bad happens. Like all these freaking blame to this guy, and this is kind of sad, right? But as a result of this whole scenario with Sagan's getting flamed to heck, if you look at his recent replies to Sagan's post, where people obviously flock to this because they feel bad for him, right? Everyone is flaming him and booming him, so people are giving their words of support, and we're saying ignore the idiots, hope you have a fun trip, and just have a fun trip, hey, nice trip, have a fun trip. Like everyone's just wishing him well, right? That's kind of just the top replies here, because people are just feeling bad about this. And I just want to give my thoughts on this whole situation, where initially we had this huge flame of Sagans here, and then it got even worse. It went down into the deeper trenches. But then now, like in terms of the graph wise, in terms of the community response to Sagans, it just freaking drastically shot up, because everyone's like, hey, have a nice trip, because they saw how much he's getting boomed, and then now they're complimenting him. And I do think that's probably a better approach besides blaming him and booming him to heck, because at the end of the day, it's just a veto for a circle clicking video game. It's not really that deep. And my thoughts on the situation is that we shouldn't forget what the whole subject matter is, right? The truth can get very murky in the situations where people are giving their replies to this, booming him first, and then now complimenting on all of this stuff and becoming Sagan's #1 fan. We shouldn't forget to what Sagans did here, right? Objectively, he made a bad map veto, and objectively, it's not that big of a deal, right? Perhaps I was giving some fun of his name here, and perhaps it pissed a lot of people off, but a lot of the people in this OC community just got super fucking emotional and are replying to him so badly and literally want him to die, which I think is very, very stupid to do. But what I really think that the OC community should have handled this is that, look, it's a bad map veto, right? We give him some criticism and push him back. Like, he obviously did the mistake here, but going so far where you're literally wishing him death and then completely reverting that by saying you're his #1 fan and then saying he should have a nice trip, like this huge volatility, people are just freaking emotional in this OC community, and perhaps that's just how it is, and maybe I can't really do anything about that. But I think that as a community, we should have just been like, okay, well, let's be civil and professional about this. He did a bad map veto, let's give him our advice and then move on from that. It should have just been that, instead of literally wishing the death on this guy, which I think is freaking dumb. But Sagans, if you are watching this, I just want to say that a lot of people are hating, right? You just have to chill out the social media and just touch some grass, right? You just gotta chill, max, and just completely forget about this, because I do think this whole ordeal is not that big of a deal, and people are most likely going to forget about it later on. Like, give it like a couple weeks, a couple months, people are gonna forget about it. So I'm just gonna give you that word of advice. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say in this Sagan situation. It's freaking crazy, bros. And the OC community here, of course, it's not the whole OC community, but these people, take control of your freaking emotions and stop being so emotional about actions that other people are taking for a freaking circle video game. Like, I just think it's so dumb. But that's pretty much it. See ya.